Topping Talks. 105 hours a week can't be beat. Welcome to Topping Talks. Topping Talks is a Topping Tribune production. Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see a founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's a joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase with Picatinny rail adapters to get mounted to any standard AR-15 like all auspice accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more and see me shooting a flamethrower. Now, without further ado, today I'm proud to say that I'm interviewing Yuri Diogenes, who is a principal manager, university professor, and an author. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks a lot for having me.
So winding back the clock a couple of years, Yuri, how did you first get into IT?
I got in IT back in 1994 as a computer operator, and at that time was basically working with a spreadsheet and databases. It was DB base. I think it was 3. I can't remember, but MS DOS 3.1, 5.1 actually, and right after that, I started using Windows 3.1, and right after Windows 3.11, which was actually the first experience that I started having with networking, because, well, UI-based networking, because I was using Novell NetWare back in the day. So that's how it started, and from that point on, I just kept studying and evolving, and went more towards the network side of things. Started studying more about network technologies and migrate a little bit more to the Microsoft side with Windows NT 3.51 and then Windows NT 4. And that's really when things start to get a little bit more serious, I would say, as far as job opportunities. It was also back in 1997 when VPN was exploding. I was like, oh, we can actually transfer data across an unsecure media in a secure manner, right? Mm-hmm. So it was a big thing. VPN was a big thing back in 1997 because every single communication was unencrypted. It was unsecure, right? So VPN was big. And I think that was my first exposure to security, but I started really working with security more in 2005 after getting my CompTIA Security Plus certification.
That's awesome. Do you remember where was your first job in cyber and IT, and what was it like?
Actually, by that time that I got my CompTIA Security Plus, I was working at Dell Computers.
Oh, really?
In Round Rock in the network team. Mm-hmm. And we were supporting some of our customers that were using firewalls and things like that. So security was not a big thing yet, but it was just starting to emerge, and I just got really curious to understand. So I went through a more vendor agnostic type of certification. CompTIA gave me that umbrella of knowledge across different protocols, different best practices. So I always recommend to have like a foundational type of security certification. I think CompTIA Security Plus gives you that. So it helped me a lot during that time working at Dell.
Then were you working on the physical products and networking products for Dell in terms of the service? Or were you building out new products? Or were you at the network? Was it a NOC?
It was the NOC, yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Not for Dell's network, for customers that were buying equipment from Dell. We offer that extra services.
That's awesome. Were you assigned to a specific group of clients or specific industry?
Yeah, it was more enterprise level customers that they had like a premier contract type of thing, which I think at that time we call gold contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite client or kind of a favorite story from that area that you're allowed to talk about? I know there's probably a lot of NDAs or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we also had at that time government customers, but I think that my most interesting experience working with government was when I was in support for our firewall solution at Microsoft. At that time, I was already at Microsoft, working in the escalation team for security. And we got escalation from the government, and they needed someone that was physically located in the U.S. So I remember getting this call and basically working from Friday night until Sunday to fix, nonstop.
Oh my gosh.
No sleep, nothing. It was brutal.
Just coffee and Red Bull. How do you do it, man?
I don't know. It was insane because since I was the escalation point and I was also the on-call person that weekend, I couldn't really handle for anyone else. I mean,
Right.
I usually you handle for the on-call, but I was the on-call.
Oh no.
So I just kept that call the whole weekend, and things were very slow because they couldn't really transfer the data for us to analyze. So they were reading everything on the phone.
Oh my gosh, really?
So imagine analyzing logs to identify an issue without seeing, just by listening. People, oh, line 1 says this, line 2 says. It was very slow troubleshooting.
Oh my god, was that before screen sharing or? Oh my gosh.
We couldn't do anything like that because it was the government. It was very sensitive data. We couldn't really grab any data. So they were.
Oh my gosh.
Before reading any line, they were just making sure that things could be shared.
Oh
So
my gosh.
we did have screen share at that time. It was called live meeting back in the day, like live meeting technology, but we couldn't do it.
So they had to take extra long, which again, there's security concerns, obviously, because it's a government, so they don't want to have, those types of tools. I understand that, but
It was brutal.
Jeez.
It was probably the most traumatic experience, I think, because it requires you to stay very focused to just understand what's going on. Probably if I had access to the data, things will be resolved much faster.
that's what I was thinking.
But without the data to understand what the issue was, it just makes things way worse.
I can't imagine, because again, inevitably something's gonna get lost in translation. They're gonna read a number wrong, or you're gonna hear, or maybe the phone connection.
Many times I was like, "Are you sure that this is not this error code?" Oh, yeah, you're totally right. So you have to double check a lot of things as well, because
gosh.
many times when you are reading a error log, we know the error code, so we need to see if it matches with the error code that they are receiving, right? So sometimes they say an error code that we couldn't even find in the documentation term. It's like, no, this error code is not here in the code.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so frustrating.
It is. Yeah.
Again, if I took 2 to 3 times longer just to do the troubleshooting.
Way longer, because they were actually changing people as well. So every time that a new person got on the other side, you have to pretty much explain everything, give a brief, and then start over, right?
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
You must have the patience of a saint. That would drive me crazy. It's like, I couldn't do that. Then where did you go after Dell?
Well, so after I came back to Microsoft to work in the support team for our firewall at that time, which is the ISO server, which became the forefront threat management gateway. And I was in this support organization for security for 5 years, and then I moved to Windows security team to write articles about Windows security, basically the threats and countermeasures type of articles. That went on until 2013, 14, and then I switched focus to write more about BYOD, which was the biggest thing at that time. Bring your own device, and a bunch of issues that came with it in regards to security. And then cloud computing came right after that. In 2014, we start seeing a lot of adoption for cloud computing. That's when it really started. But at that time, we were investing heavily on private cloud technologies and not public cloud. I remember going to Madrid for the Tech Ed in Tech Ed Madrid in 2014, and in Europe in 2014, they were very hesitant to cloud computing. So the presentation didn't really go well because they wanted to keep many things on premise. Nowadays is a whole different mindset. They really embrace cloud, but 11 years ago, the cloud hesitation was huge.
And now it's almost the opposite. Now it's
the opposite.
Yeah.
Now it's like many organizations, they are literally born just with cloud technology that have zero on-prem stuff.
Oh yeah, and now it's like you find people who have on-prem. It's a very specific use case, and they'll fight and build a use case.
And more
for it.
legacy stuff.
Oh yeah, that too.
More legacy stuff, because organizations that are startups that are starting right now, they will be 100% cloud-based.
Oh yeah, it's just I guess gonna say there's just so many benefits of the cloud. It's like you have to have a really compelling reason to actually have an on-prem anything these days.
Yep, absolutely. It's harder. It's also harder to protect because newer technologies are more based on cloud workloads.
That's true.
So it also becomes a problem when it comes to security.
Very true. There's a lot less security options tailored for on-prem solutions.
And more expensive too.
Yep. Again, it's one of those things. Yeah, because so few instances of on-prem. It's just the business justification to actually make a tool dedicated for them is becoming less and less. So
yeah, and if you think about, imagine a scenario in cloud technologies today, you are able to have something called conditional access control, where it takes in consideration where you are located physically at some point in time, which means that if you are traveling for a region of the planet that is high susceptible for nation-state threat actors, I can reduce your access to my internal resources just because I know that you are in a high alert type of region. How can you do this if you are 100% on-prem? It will cost a lot of money to do this. Just to have all the threat intel on-prem, it's not feasible.
Exactly.
So there are scenarios that you cannot replicate on-prem. That's it.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And then where do you go from there?
AI, right? I think that right now is really about what are you talking, my career or the technology?
Your career.
Oh, my career. So let's put AI aside for a second. So from there, in 2015, I was invited to join a project that at that time was to create a security dashboard for customers that were onboarding in Azure. At that time, the code name for the project was Project Rome, like the city in Italy, yeah. Project Rome. Didn't have a really name for the product. And in Thanksgiving 2015, we actually released the public preview of this project, the final name was Azure Security Center. So Azure Security Center was officially born in public preview in November 2015, and I was part of the team that created the documentation and wrote all those things, make it public to the customers to use. And this product kept evolving, and we rebrand this product to what it is nowadays, which is called Defender for Cloud. The idea was we wanted to ensure that customers, they do not perceive this product to be Azure only, because we do support GCP, AWS, so we are multi-cloud. We protect resources that are in different cloud providers. So Defender for Cloud was a better and a more compelling name for customers to say, okay, Defender for Cloud, which cloud? Any cloud. Right? Instead of Azure Security Center. So we rebranded. But I've been working in this product since the beginning, now 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Working in this product. And throughout those 10 years, I went from being a writer for the products to be a product manager to be a PM manager. So now I manage a team of product managers that are distributed across the globe. I have PMs in Prague, Romania, Israel, and US.
Oh, wow. What's it like handling those teams and trying to collaborate with so many different time zones and translation? What's it like?
It's super interesting, and I honestly love it because I wake up early anyway. I have the habit to wake up 4:30 a.m. to go to the gym. The first thing that I do is to do my fasting cardio on my Stairmaster, nice. Get that out of the way. And then by 6 a.m., I have my first meeting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because 8 hours difference for Romania and for Israel. So 6 a.m. for me is 2 p.m. for them. So I have meetings with my teams, in Prague, in Israel, in Romania, and then the rest of the day I basically catch up with the other time zone in US.
Oh my gosh! Then what's it like maintaining a team culture and building some cohesivity and collaboration between all the different
That's
teams?
the beauty about our team. We work really well in this distributed environment. Everyone is super motivated. They really love what they do. I have an absolutely fantastic team. Everyone is responsible for a different area of the product because we have, for example, threat detections for storage accounts. So I have a subject matter expert for that area. I have a subject matter expert for cloud secure posture management, and that goes on. So each one embraces one area, which allows them to go deeper on that area as well. And for me, I have to have the understanding of everything, basically. But because I've been working with this product since the beginning, it's easier for me to absorb things a little bit faster because of the expertise that I built over the years. But as far as culture, we are one of the most diverse team ever because we are in different regions. For me, it's also super interesting because I need to be in tune with everything that is happening across different countries. For example, this Friday is holiday in Romania, so don't count with these two people that are in Romania because they'll be out. So I just need to ensure that my calendar has all those reminders about holidays, local holidays, and cultural things. Also to emphasize, today is an important day in Prague. Let's send some kudos and things. Those little things make a difference.
Absolutely. Those little things make, I always tell folks, it's the little things that make life worth living. Like those little thank you cards, little knicknacks.
And to me, it's
Not
about
everyone does it.
fulfillment. I love managing. I've been managing teams for the past 4 years, and it's about fulfillment. I like to see people growing. I like to work with them in their career plan. To me, there is nothing better than come to a PM at the end of the year and say, okay, you did really well. You were promoted to senior PM, something like this. Work to fulfill that mission and that roadmap that we established in the beginning of the year. It's great. It's great to motivate people. I love it.
What have you found in terms of, and again, everyone's different and out of curiosity, what do you think is the most effective way to motivate people?
There
On
is a big difference. There are managers that they became managers just because they see this as an opportunity for them to grow. I'm stuck here as an individual contributor. I need to be a manager so I can have more power and then I grow. Some people are motivated for that. To me, it's more about I want to be a manager because I want to empower the people to grow. Whatever comes my way, it'll be a consequence. If I'm doing a good job, then I'm going to get to the next level. But it got to be a consequence of the work that I do with my people. So I care about the people and they feel that. They absolutely know that I care because I take time to listen. And a lot of people, they don't take time to listen. Right? For example, you go to a meeting with your direct, the first 5-10 minutes is just us talking about life. How's your life going? What things are going on? So they feel that you care, and that person is not just a number or a machine. Because some of the men say, okay, let's go through the list here, the agenda, how this is going, then, okay, bye, right? Well, it's like a machine. You talk to a machine. That's not how it works. It's people have feelings and people want to feel that you care. So I think that this is the most important thing to me.
And how do you found the best way to show that? Because I know, is it mostly telecommunications when you're working with your team, or you guys get together physically, or what?
I have one-on-one with my directs every week.
Oh, excellent.
Every week. So we have team meetings, everyone together every other week, like bi-weekly. But with them, I have 30 minutes every week.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
I have 11 people on my team, and I make sure that I honor their time to catch up on what they are doing, to catch up on blockers, what do you need me to unblock, and also to be on point of what are their expectations, there is anything that I can help, and how life is going in general. Do you need a break? you're burning out. I'm a big advocate in work-life balance, although I know that some leaders don't like this terminology. Like Jeff Bezos, he likes to say that there is no such a thing as work-life balance. I like this terminology. It works for me because at one point in my life, I didn't have this. Mm-hmm. I was tunnel vision, and I just worry about work. That's when I gained a lot of weight. I got obese, almost 300 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I was just work, and I burned out, and I was having health issues because of that. So I lost 100 pounds. I went to a completely different mindset. I wrote a book about this, Ready, Set, Achieve, which is a little bit about my journey of losing 100 pounds and go to a bodybuilding show, compete. So that change, that physical change to me, changed my mindset and also changed how I educate my people.
That's awesome. That's a pretty unique journey.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, what kind of cliche to ask, but of all the IT things you do and all the subjects, because obviously there's a lot of things, what are you most passionate about and what do you enjoy the most?
In IT or outside of IT?
Oh, in IT.
In IT, technically speaking, I really enjoy work with threat detection, just understand how threat actors are trying to break into things and how we can empower the defenders to do better. Because year over year, we release something called the Digital Defense Report. And year over year, we see the same trends that 98% of the attacks could have been prevented with basic security hygiene. People don't do the basics. People just don't do the basics. They invest a lot in threat detection, but they don't do the basics of security hygiene. Which is, what are the basics? Well, applying those patches, look for misconfiguration, hardening your resources, multi-factor authentication, zero trust, all the basics that cover 98% of the attacks. They don't do it, right? So there is a lot of things that still need to improve on that.
Very true. And it's also embarrassing how many companies still have admin as credentials. It's like, yeah. Day one, fix that.
Yeah. Or not using MFA. MFA nowadays is mandatory. You have to. You have to use.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think that this is an area that I'm very passionate about in cyber. I have other things that I'm passionate about. I'm a big advocate on certification. I have many books that prepare people to take certifications. I have contracts with Microsoft Press for the SC200, which is Security Operations Certifications, for the SC900, which is the Security Foundations, for the SC100, which is Cybersecurity Architect. I wrote all those prep guides in partnership with other people, because I truly believe certification helps you to gain the knowledge. If you do well, because people also try to memorize questions and use dumps to pass exams. This is horrible. If you use certification to learn, if you use certification as a roadmap to learn about something, that's great. I think that this is the way to go, is really to use the certification, not to get the certificate itself, but to learn about those topics. Because it's a roadmap. You literally have the things that you need to focus on. Go and do it. Because this is the other thing that I even receive from my students is, there are so much information out there. What should I focus on? Okay, that's the good thing about certification. You know exactly what you need to study.
Exactly. That's perfect. Out of curiosity, what do you think is the most important certification for someone trying to get into cybersecurity, or someone who's just dipping their toes in the water, so to say?
Yeah, I talk about this in my book because there is not one rule of thumb when it comes to which certification is the best one, because it depends, right? If you think about cybersecurity as such a broad terminology nowadays, that if I say I want to work with cybersecurity, my next question is, in what field? Is almost like you say, I want to be a doctor. My next question will be, what type of doctor? Surgeon, pediatrician? What will be your specialty? Same thing with cyber. cybersecurity is the domain. Within that domain, which area do you want to work on? Because there are different opportunities. If you say, I want to work with DevSecOps, then there are specific certifications that you should focus on. If you say, I want to be a cybersecurity architect, then you have another track. So my answer to you say it varies according to which area you want to follow within cyber. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit more about your book. It's Building a Career in Cybersecurity.
Yep. So this book is a result of years receiving questions from my students and from people that I mentor about what should I focus on, what should I do. So it's a roadmap in terms of doing a self-assessment, planning your next steps. It also has tips regarding interview, because since I'm a hiring manager and I interview people a lot, I see a lot of mistakes that I document here in terms of, that's what you should be doing, what you should focus on, how to search for a job, how to fit in, the importance of networking, participate in conferences, and all that. And also I have one chapter also dedicated to some labs that you can do to get ramping up in the area of cybersecurity. So this is an aggregation of that. And then there is a chapter number 10 where I invited two professionals that they own cybersecurity company, because I want also to share their vision when it comes to what it is to build your own cybersecurity company. So they share this as well.
I ask you, what are the biggest mistakes you see when it comes to interviewing? Because that's a whole complex science in and of itself.
There are so many, but I think that the most alarming one is when you ask, why do you want to work in this position? And the person is just not prepared to answer that question. And sometimes they don't even know what they apply for.
What?
Yeah.
So they don't even know the position they applied for?
Yeah. They look at the title and apply.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is so common that you say, okay, so why you want to work on this team for this position specifically? They just don't know how to explain many times.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's got to be embarrassing. They didn't even do any research?
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm guessing those people just do a massive volume of job applications. They're not really thinking about it.
Yeah, and this is a huge mistake, because here's the thing. In this atmosphere that we live, where, as you can see, big techs are laying off a lot of people. Mm-hmm. You follow that and you know.
Oh yeah.
We have thousands of people unemployed in this field. I have friends of mine that were laid off from Microsoft and took them 8 months to find another job here in DFW. 8 months, someone with a lot of experience. He did hundreds of interviews. And after 8 months, he finally got a job.
Which is insane, because DFW used to be the hottest job market in the United States for tech jobs.
Yes, but at the same time, the competition level is very high, because there are so many good people out there applying for jobs that when you open a position, you literally have 200 resumes in 24 hours.
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
200. How do you sort through all that stuff? I can't imagine. There's got to be some AI in there or something.
Well, we have help from recruiters that will do, some fine tuning. Mm-hmm. I personally like to review resumes because depend on the position that I'm opening. Of course, if I'm opening a senior position, I definitely want someone with experience. Mm-hmm. But if I'm opening an entry-level position, then the scope is a little bigger, because it's not only about technicality, but it's about soft skills. Mm-hmm. Is this person a really good fit? Is this person a good fit for my team? Mm-hmm. How the resume really attract me immediately? Because you literally have 30 seconds to look at the resume and see if something click. Mm. Right? Because if it doesn't click, here there is nothing to do with what we do, why this person isn't apply. Mm-hmm. And for example, for a position such as product management, a lot of people confuse PM with project management. Mm. So I receive a lot of resume that are project management people.
Yeah.
And has nothing to do with product management. Right? But they see PM is a PM position, so I have PM skills. But why? They didn't really read, fully read the description, the requirements, the qualifications, and everything. So that's another mistake. Is people nowadays they just scan through. They don't really read it. It's a big problem that I see.
Out of curiosity, what do you think is more important, a resume or LinkedIn profile?
So the LinkedIn profile nowadays should be your latest and greatest achievements. Resume is a bit static, right? So we actually look at both. We look at the resume itself, but we also jump into the LinkedIn profile. Because on the LinkedIn profile, you are able to see, for example, if you are invest on readiness. Is this person taking classes, courses to update the skills? On LinkedIn, you have those skills in the bottom, and many of those skills are added by the courses that you take that automatically add to your LinkedIn profile. So to me, when I see a person that I invest on this, at least I understand that this person is concerned about readiness, because some people are not. You go to a LinkedIn profile, it has nothing in the past 3 years. So what did you learn in the past 3 years? You didn't update, you have no certification, you have no big project, nothing. Right? So I think the LinkedIn profile is super important.
Oh, I agree. I use it all the time when I'm recruiting. And also, I think it's best to have like 3 to 5 bullet points per position on your LinkedIn profile in terms of quantifiable things that you've done.
Yeah.
Because some people just have like, oh yeah, that LinkedIn, and they just have the job title and where they worked. It's like, it doesn't really tell me much. I know the company, I know your job title, but like, what did you do there? And obviously, I know some people will debate if you put too much on LinkedIn. Your purpose is to intrigue to get that job interview. Some people are worried they're going to put too much stuff on there, and they'll tell the whole story, so to say. What do you think is better, or what's a good rule of thumb? Do you like to have more details when you look at their profile?
I think that the 3 bullets is good. A little summary is always good because it gives you an idea. And maybe you don't do this for all jobs. For example, I've been working in the field for 30 years. So there are the jobs that I did back in 1994 that are really not relevant for now. So I just kept my title there just for the experience purpose. So I don't really describe. Now, for the past 3 years, maybe you 3 or 5 years, you did some really cool, relevant stuff. Then you enrich a little bit more the description, but you don't need to go to do this. Mainly for people with a lot of experience, with many years of experience, right? So I agree with you about this little summary.
That's a good idea, though, in terms of a good point in terms of like the further in the past you go, maybe the less bullet points, because there are some people who've worked at 30 places. If you have 5 bullet points per place,
it would be huge. It would be huge.
It's like 5 pages of LinkedIn scrolling to see the whole picture.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's got to be
many times you don't have time to really go through this. As I said, if you receive 200 resumes and you really want to take time to read, you're going to spend 30 seconds on each in average.
I was going to say, I can't imagine. What in those 30 seconds, what catches your eye first? Is it...
Well, I look, what is your current role? What you do in your current role? Does your current role match with what I'm looking for? Because that's the really important thing, if there is a match. Then I look to the previous role. I mean, how many years you were in this, how many years you are performing the job that you are right now. Then I look to the previous role to see, again, if it matches. And then I look to qualifications, and those are the main 2 things. And keep in mind that this is just the initial scan to filter, to add people to an interview loop, right? It's not really the interview yet. I'm just filtering, having this initial reaction to filter.
What are the biggest red flags you see where you're not there? It's just not going to be a good fit. I've heard some people say, like, I mean, the old rule of thumb, or like the old, cliche, old wives' tale, people used to use that term. They used to tell me, like, you want to work somewhere at least 1 year before going to a new role because it shows consistency and you make a profit for the company.
I mean, jumping jobs every 6 months is a big red flag, right? Why you don't stabilize in one place? Or you joined this company 5 months ago and you already look for another job? What's going on? These are things that makes you think. That's one thing. The other thing is when you have those LinkedIn stars that the job title really doesn't match with what they do. Like a lot nowadays with AI, you see a lot of people where the headline for the LinkedIn is AI visionary, blah blah blah. Really? And then you go to the job, and the real job is like cloud solution architect.
Yeah.
Why you are highly promote yourself as a visionary if this is not what you do?
Oh, we saw the same thing. Was it 2 or 3 years ago? Everyone was a blockchain enthusiast or a blockchain analyst. It's like, yeah, or crypto bro, or it's like they're using really good buzzwords, but
Yes,
it's like
yes,
you can't help but think if you not more often, maybe more often than not, it's like they got the buzzword, but if you actually try to have a conversation with them, how long could they carry that conversation intelligently could be debated.
yeah. And this is the thing, right? You want people that they do not believe that they are the most smart people in the room. You want people that have the growth mindset that say, I know this, but I can learn more and I can do more and I can learn with others. It's good to collaborate. And you detect this just in a conversation, just asking questions. You can immediately see that. I many times had the opportunity to hire people that were not the best technically speaking, but they were unanimous across many interviewers saying, yeah, this person is the best fit. She is active, she is enthusiastic, she brings so much energy. Not ready yet, technically speaking, almost there, needs some improvement, but the energy, the go do mentality is just tremendous, and those things are important.
Absolutely.
You go to an interview where you have a guy that is able to answer everything technically, but is dead. He's not enthusiastic and have that
Hunger.
Right. It's not the same.
Oh, I agree. Out of curiosity, do you look at social media or do you care about like their personal life, like hobbies or?
No.
So-
I try not to confuse things. LinkedIn to me is the best thing. Is what really I care. I don't really go research and I don't do it. I mean, maybe other managers do, but I don't. I focus on LinkedIn. Very professional stuff.
That makes sense. I know it also is like a 50-50 chance, like a coin flip. I feel like a lot of companies either do like to do that or they don't like to do that. 'Cause again, Facebook is more personal. Same with Instagram or where's the other one? Twitter or X.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I kind of see pros and cons to both approaches for recruiting as well.
Yeah, I mean, I never met someone honestly that did that. Everyone really focused on the professional achievements and professional experience. And as I said, LinkedIn is a good place to look at those things.
Absolutely. And then what does it take to get to that first round of interviews? Is it over the phone or I guess in your case, Microsoft Teams, something like that?
Yeah, the first interview round is usually on Teams, in camera on. And that's another thing that is super important, right? If you are going to an interview, you know that this is going to happen at least 1 week in advance, usually, because you were invited and you accept the time. Be in a good place for that interview. Program yourself to be in a good connection, internet connection. Don't go to a cafe that you are in an unreliable network connectivity that is going to be dropped all the time. Or you're going to say, oh, I'm going to put my camera off because the connectivity is bad. Well, you knew you were going to be on this interview.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared. If the best you can do on the interview is this, is a red flag.
Agreed.
I know that there are exceptions. So I had a car accident. I'm at the hospital, but I didn't want to miss the interview. Okay, right? But communicate right in the beginning to set the expectations on the why you are in such a situation. Okay, I think that this is important because it's about accountability. You need to understand that you are going to do a professional interview, dress up professionally, even if it is just the top part. Be in a good environment. No noise, good sound, good internet connection. So,
what's the most unprofessional or hilarious background you saw in terms of someone having a camera on?
Completely a bed behind completely messed up bed. It was
jeez.
if it was at least well arranged, but it was all messed up. Looks like the person just woke up. It was
The
like,
sheets weren't made. The sheets and the blankets were not made.
yes, all messed up, all messed up. So it was like, wow, okay.
Yeah. They always get paranoid too if the camera's not on. Is it really them you're talking to? Are they using because I know I've heard stories actually with the recruiters where they'll be interviewing someone and the interview goes good for the first round. The second round, it's an entirely different person. The voice, the tone is different.
Oh, I never seen something like this. Never.
It's because it's a whole industry. But yeah, people are faking interviews just to get past the first round.
Wow.
So they'll have the camera off, pretend there's a technical difficulty, answer everything perfectly, and then
really,
the second,
I never heard about this.
Oh yeah, one of my friends, he's just recruiting also in addition to programming. Yeah, he was telling me how one of them was so shady. He had to interview someone, and they kept like having delays where he would tell him to do something on screen. And at the end, he saw like a partition on the guy's camera, and the way they jerry-rigged the computers, it was almost as if the friend was doing all the calculations and then all the programming on his laptop to show that he could do a job, and then he was answering the questions. So it's like someone behind the scenes was doing the programming test.
Jeez.
And they only caught it because like at the end the camera moved a little bit. You could see that the veil fell, so to say. But yeah, especially in IT, there are a lot of people faking those types of interviews.
Wow.
And the camera must always be on these days. Like,
yes,
just get to a nice, quiet place, good internet connection. Make sure you're dressed as professionally as you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the things you see in recruiting these days are insane.
Yes. Yeah, but I was very fortunate. So far, I didn't really have a lot of bad experience. I mean, little things that can be improved. And many times I actually give the feedback. If I don't select someone and I have the opportunity to give the feedback, I give the feedback. There were people that actually reach out to me and say why I was not more like internal candidates, because when I open position, internal candidates can also apply. Why I was not selected? Can you give me some feedback? So. And feedback is gold. A lot of people take feedback too personal and they get mad because some people don't want to hear things that they disagree.
True.
But if you have an open mind, just remember that feedback is gold. If someone is taking the time, their time, which is your most important asset, is time.
Agreed.
Because once you use, it's gone. There's no way back. Right? So if you are taking 30 minutes of your time to give someone feedback, listen. Don't argue, right? That's the other thing. You give feedback and people, forget the but. Don't say but. Just listening, acknowledge, and take action. Mm-hmm. If you disagree, you stay quiet. It's a feedback. You have two choices. You listen and you implement actions to improve, or you listen and ignore. That's it. Because if you start arguing, now you are adding another level of complexity, because now I feel like you have a fixed mindset and you don't want to grow.
Precisely. And I was going to say the most successful people always, I would argue the most successful people always seek out critical feedback, because that's how you grow and develop and you get better.
Yeah.
It's very rare to find people that want that, though. But yeah, if you want to actually grow and develop, you need the harsh critical feedback that no one else will give you. Which can be rare because, again, a lot of people just want to make everyone feel nice. They don't want to give them they don't want to dare say anything they need to improve. But it's like, we're all human. We can always do better. We got to find those people who actually give you the cold, hard truth of, hey, you messed up here, or here's an area. If you invest your time and you could build a skill set out, wherever it may be, then you could get to that next level. You can get to that next job. But yeah, some people have such a visceral negative reaction to the feedback. They shut down. They get combative, which, I mean, that's just yet another reason to confirm your decision of not hiring them. It's like, well, now you're also showing not only you're incompetent, but now you won't take feedback.
Exactly.
It's insult to injury. It's like, well, you're just confirming my choice that much more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this also reminds me of one of the things that I really love about jiu-jitsu is that you have immediate feedback. If you are rolling with a lower belt, you're destroying, you feel so good, and then you go to roll with a higher belt and you get destroyed. That's your immediate feedback that you need to improve. And you cannot get mad because it's reality. So that immediate feedback makes you very humble.
Oh, definitely. How long have you been doing jiu-jitsu?
Since 2018.
Oh, awesome. What kind of belt do you?
Purple.
Oh, freaking awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
Should have brought your gi. Play around on the mat later. You'd kill me. I'm just a white belt. I got one stripe. That's it.
No, but it's a very humbling sport because you really are navigate in waters of feel comfortable being uncomfortable basically all the time, right? And this is such an important skill. This is something that I tell everyone in my team. I said, you need to be comfortable in being uncomfortable, because in cybersecurity, you never know everything. And you need to be okay with that. And you need to learn how to navigate through that. And a lot of this came to me through jiu-jitsu. Understand that, for example, if you freak out because you are in a bad position, you're probably going to be submit. But if you stay calm, maybe the guy will guess out. Maybe he'll make a mistake and you capitalize on his mistake. So it's so important to stay calm under pressure.
Absolutely. That's a good metaphor there.
Yeah. So this is really important.
I was going to say, do you remember the first time you won a competition, or do you compete, or how often do you go?
Yeah. My first competition was in 2019. It was Austin Open. I lost that one miserably. It was a white belt. And then I went to the Dallas Open in the same year. And I won.
Awesome.
My first competition was two fights. It was white belt as well. And it was good. And then later on I got my blue. I won the Houston Open in 2019. I think it was winter 2019. Yeah, and then I did, prior to COVID, another one. And then we had COVID, big stop. And I came back to Austin Open 2020, in September 2020. And I had a big injury. I broke my foot.
Oh, my God.
I had what they call the Linz-Frank injury. And it was very freak accident, because I was going to take down my opponent. Mm-hmm. And I lost balance. And when I stepped, my foot broke in the middle.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds rough.
Like literally in the middle. It's not on the side. It was not ankle. It was the foot broke in the middle. This is called the Linz-Frank injury. And it was super traumatic, because I was unable to walk for 3 months, went to surgery. Until this day, I have hard on my foot. So it was horrible.
I can't imagine. How do you recover from that? Or what was the rehab like? And getting back on the mat? Were you nervous?
This was horrible, man. I was very depressed, because I was coming from ascension, winning and getting better and all that, and suddenly I couldn't even walk anymore. So I went to this very dark place. At that time, I even created my own podcast called Overcome Podcast.
Oh, really?
Where I started interviewing athletes, because I was trying to understand how they cope with all those injuries. So I started interviewing judo players, BJJ players, soccer players, not only in US but across the globe. It was actually very good experience, because I recorded probably 80 episodes, learned a lot, talking with people that went to the Olympics. It was really good, all over the place. Judo, because I also practice judo, so I interview a lot of good athletes, and I started learning about this. So in 2021, I came back to train slowly, very skeptical with the foot always, and I started to invest more in my judo career, because judo gave me the security to be comfortable standing and taking down, right? So nowadays I'm a brown belt in judo.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I feel more comfortable be standing and exchanging standing. And in 2022, I came back to competition. I did the Oklahoma Open and I won.
Oh, that's awesome.
And 2023, I was planning to go to Worlds, and I ruptured my triceps.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, during a judo competition. I was throwing someone with a movement called Tayatoshi, and I extended too much my arm when I flexed like this, and I felt the burn, and I immediately said I just ruptured my triceps. Because it started to get swollen immediately and red, purple actually.
Were you competing? Were you rolling? Or
No, it was in a competition.
What happened after that? Do you have to go to
Well,
the hospital?
I got third place because I lost the second place because as soon as I finish, I asked my coach. I think I rushed for my tries, and he was like, "Can you do one more?" So I went to the other fight, which was going to be to qualify for the finals with just one arm. So I lost.
I was gonna say I can't imagine that's a challenge in and of itself. Jeez.
Yeah, but it was not hurting that much at that time because of the adrenaline.
Yeah.
But I just didn't feel the power anymore.
So you just couldn't move it as much.
Yeah,
as fast,
so I was
or?
more left-handy
Yeah.
instead of being right-hand. I was more lefty, and it was horrible.
I can't imagine. What was the recovery like for that? I'm not familiar with that one. It's just
So
ice
when
it,
you
or?
rupture a triceps, the best thing to do is put it back. I mean, you can allow it heal, but physically it will look really bad. And since I also do bodybuilding and I was still competing, I didn't want to be aesthetically, from the aesthetic perspective, I didn't want to look ugly.
Yeah.
The triceps and the long head of the triceps and everything. So I had a surgery to reattach.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was better than the foot, for sure. It was less painful than the foot. The foot was super painful. But the tricep was a good recovery. And I also had a better mindset. I knew what was coming, so I was more prepared. So,
And then how did you get into bodybuilding?
bodybuilding was what really changed my life in terms of mindset. It was, as I told you, I was almost 300 pounds in 2010. My doctor at that time was give me warnings that I was creating this fat liver, and I was young. I was 38 at that time, I think, and I didn't really care because I was so focused on work. And what really led me to that weight was I was working the second shift. So I started work at like 1 p.m. at Microsoft, and the shift was supposed to finish at 9.
Really?
But since I had handovers from Europe, like customers in Europe that were escalating case, for me to leave, I had to escalate to India for the graveyard shift, right, to be overnight. But many times I was at the high escalation point, and I couldn't really send it back to someone that was like support engineer level 1.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I couldn't de-escalate. I had to handle until we finish. So many times I left like midnight. So if you leave midnight, guess what? The only things that are open, Whataburger,
That's true.
McDonald's, just fast food. So many times I left and just eat fast food. And that was the circle, eating bad, stress, and I gained a lot of weight. But then in 2011, I met a friend of mine that became my coach. I went to this bodybuilding competition at it's called the Heart of Texas. A friend of mine took me there and introduced me to Greg McCoy. He became my coach, and I started working with him, and I lost 100 pounds.
Oh my God.
Between 2011 to 2012.
How did you do that? And what was the biggest
Food.
Really? That's
Yes, that was the number one thing.
What did you switch to dieting?
I
on?
was basically eating for 1 year straight 1,800 calories. The same thing every single day for 1 year. It was very strict, simple things. Morning, some egg whites.
Nice.
I don't remember how many egg whites at that time, but probably around 10 egg whites. 9 because I was eating every 3 hours. So 9 a.m. A protein shake. 12
Nice.
p.m. Probably 4 ounces of chicken breast. 4 ounces of chicken breast. 40 grams of rice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any vegetables thrown in there?
Broccoli for the most part.
Nice. I like that.
Then 3 p.m. another shake.
Was it just like a whey protein?
Yeah,
and water?
iso.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
You use
isolate.
Isopure?
I use Dimetized usually.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
ISO 100.
I really wish I can't find it locally, but Isopure, and again, it's to me overpriced what you get. It is expensive with premium. The Isopure water, whey water in a glass bottle. I love those things. I can't find them anywhere.
No, mine is whey protein. ISO whey protein. So 6 p.m. another meal, and 9 p.m. egg whites again. And I was so strict on this diet that even for social events, I was bringing my Tupperware with my food for 1 year.
Yeah.
And people think it was crazy, but it worked.
That's awesome. There's so much.
It worked.
There's a lot of misconceptions about the food. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it worked. It was tough in the first 3-4 weeks because I was probably eating 5,000 calories because of those fast food.
Oh yeah.
So it was a huge drop. So to me, it was almost like those drug addicted that start shaking
Yeah.
when that remove the drug. I was shaking. I was getting nervous. I was really stressed. Even my wife at that time said, "No, you should stop this diet." I said, "No, I'm not going to stop."
Yeah.
Because I was really going crazy, right? But as soon as I passed that phase, then things start to happen. That's why I always say, man, it's not what you do once in a while, it's the consistency. You have to stay consistent.
Exactly.
It's not 5 days, it's like 30 days a month. You do every single day the same thing.
People always say, bad habits are tough to break, but the good thing about habits, good hard habits are also hard to break. It's like a couple years ago, I think I was in college, I used to not have that many vegetables. Then I just said that my year's resolution was at least, 4 servings of vegetables per day. And, Vitamix Blender helps out. But I just set then there make that goal, and after 30 days, just ingrained in me. I've been doing it for over a decade now, and it's just gotta get those good habits formed and keep them. But I love your story about eating every couple hours. I don't know why.
3 hours, every 3 hours, and the reason to me that my coach at that time said is to keep my metabolism busy.
Yep.
Because that is how I'm gonna be continues to burning calories.
I know a lot of people
because if you have a big gap between meals, it's almost like your body thinks that you are going to starvation mode and start to save everything as fat.
Exactly.
So as you stay busy with small portions, every 3 hours, your metabolism is always going on. It's always working.
Well, that's the way to do it. 'Cause there's even now there's a misconception out there that if you want to lose weight, you just eat less. It's like you can eat a lot. You can eat every 3 hours, just make it smaller and healthier.
Right.
And better foods. Like not don't eat Doritos. Junk food. And it's like, yeah, it's amazing how much you can change. Like one of my friends just all she did was cut soda out of her diet. She lost like 60 pounds in a year just because she was having like 3 to 4 Pepsis a day, and she was huge. And just that one diet change revolutionized her whole life. She felt better. She lost weight, and then the next year she started going to the gym a little bit more, and it just completely changed her lifestyle. It's like the diet is huge. It's half the battle.
Diet is 80% everything. You cannot overwork out a bad diet.
Exactly.
You just can't. I try, and you can't.
And with the bodybuilding, so first you started to lose weight. Do you start to then?
No, then I lost this 100 pounds. I was working out at the same time, so gaining muscle, but I got a lot of losing skin in the first year because a lot of weight. So I had to build muscle. So my first competition was in Pflugerville, Texas in 2014. And I felt good. My goal was to just be stage ready. I had no ambition of winning. I have no ambition of even place.
Yeah.
And of course, I got last place on that competition because it was my first. I had a lot of room for improvement. But I was happy.
What was the weightlifting like for that first year? Did you focus on like bar circle? Like what exercise in particular did you use to prep?
We divided the exercise just like any other exercise. You do one day arms, biceps, and triceps. The other day you do chest and shoulders. The other day you do back. The other day you do legs. So normal stuff. Nothing fancy, very old school stuff. And cardio. Cardio to me is super important. I do cardio every day nowadays, but back in the day it was at least 5 times a week.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that is how I led to 2014. I got last place on that competition in Pflugerville. I was super happy, but as soon as I left the stage, I said, my goal is for next year. I want to place. I want to be on top 3. I want to have the experience of winning a medal.
Yeah.
So 2015 came. I did the Oklahoma Classic in Tulsa, and I got second place.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was awesome. It was a big improvement. And of course, as soon as I left the stage, I said, okay, next year I want to win.
Yeah.
So came 2016, I won my first competition.
That's insanely cool. So what was it like in terms of, so every time you got a little bit better, were you changing the weightlifting techniques, your diet? What were the variables that you were changing?
Well, because you start to build on top of what you already have. So think about this, you build the foundation and you continue to increase on top of that. So you can increase more your calories and it can increase weight. Because I came from nothing, right? From a lot of fat. And I had to build that foundation over years and years and years. So it took me a lot of time. And gain muscle and continue to grow when you are over 40s is hard.
Absolutely.
It's super hard. It's very challenging. Very, very challenging. So it's minor adjustments that you have to do. But again, consistency. Consistency.
And then what are your thoughts in terms of, I know some people, it's a debate, do you think it's better to do, like if you're an upper body day and you still want to do a little cardio, do you want to do cardio before you do weightlifting or after?
It depends if I'm leading to the competition where I need to lose more weight. It depends how I am at that phase of the competition. Leading to the competition, I will do fasting cardio. It works for me. I know that scientifically, it was already proved that there is no difference in doing fasting cardio or not. So I'm not claiming that is better. I'm just saying that it works better for me. So I do fast cardio. As soon as I wake up, I go to the... And now this became a routine. I have a Stairmaster in my garage since 2014.
Oh, nice.
And to me, it's a good because I put my Netflix, I watch the things, and I just walk for 40 minutes on the Stairmaster.
That's intense.
Great. And then I go to a sauna, 20 minutes, and I finish my 1 hour workout in the morning. Nowadays, right?
Nice.
So that's my morning routine. Nowadays, I'm out since I'm doing more martial arts. Nowadays, I alternate. I do weightlifting 3 times a week. I go to judo during lunchtime on Monday and Wednesday, and I go to BJJ on Tuesday and Thursday. And I do cardio Monday to Saturday. And weightlifting, I do 3 times a week.
Oh, wow.
So I keep myself super busy, but I like that.
Well, you look great. It's working out. Do you have a home gym or weightlifting?
Yeah, I have a home gym.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. So one of the good things about Microsoft is that they give us some perks. And one of the perks that they give is they give $1,500 a year for you to spend with whatever you want in terms of fitness.
That's awesome.
So imagine me working at Microsoft for 19 years now. I was able to buy a lot of equipment over the years to my garage. So, for example, when COVID hit, I already had my gym in my garage.
That's awesome. What's your favorite piece of equipment to use these days?
I love my Stairmasters. I also like my assault bike. I like also the ski machine.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, because I like to do HIIT. So when I do HIIT, I do 1 minute ski, 1 minute, 1 minute ski, 1 minute assault bike, and then I may do more 1 minute like box jumping, for example. And I do this like 3 rounds of 60 seconds each, and then 1 pause of 60 seconds, and then repeat again like 3 times.
That's intense.
HIIT is good. I love HIIT. It's really push your cardio.
Do you run outside?
No, I don't like to run.
No?
I hate running. Because over the years, because of I was obese, I actually developed early arthritis. At some point in my obesity, when I was 39 and I was almost 300, I was actually going to the doctor once every 3 months to take an injection on my knees because my knees were locking because it was bone on bone.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Did the weight just...
Because of the weight.
Just evaporate the cartilage or what happened?
Well, after I lost weight, I got better. I don't feel that pain anymore. But with the weight, my knees were locking because I didn't have enough cartilage. So I was taking injection on the knee to kind of lubricate.
Really? I didn't even know this was possible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That makes sense why you wouldn't run then.
No, I hate run. It's not for me. Definitely not for me.
Do you have your favorite weightlifting equipment, or do you like free weights, or do you like the machines?
I like
free
weights. I one of the things that I like do is deadlift on the hex bar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I feel more stable on the hex bar. It works, not only works the lower back but also the quads. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah, that's one of the best things for you too.
Yeah, I mean I love weightlifting. If you come to me and say, okay, you have to stop one, you do judo, you do BJJ, and you lift weight. Which one is the number one? Definitely weightlifting to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of my favorite possessions is my rogue barbell. I love that thing.
Yeah, I love lifting weight, mainly because as an only child, I grew up very lonely, right? I mean, I didn't have anyone in the house to play with me, so I really learned how to be alone. And with judo, jiu-jitsu, you have to socialize.
Yeah.
You have to. There is no other choice. But when you in my garage, just me is almost like a meditation by myself, enjoying, pushing. I know that a lot of people like, oh, I don't have a workout partner, so I don't feel motivated. I said, dude, I work by myself the whole life.
Yeah.
And I think you can push yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's kind of therapeutic to do some weightlifting too.
Yeah. I work out in the past with coaches and everything. It is good, but this is the thing about people don't understand. They say, well, I don't have motivation to do things. Mm-hmm. You cannot rely on motivation. Mm-hmm. Because if you rely on motivation, you're not going to make it happen because you're not going to be motivated every day.
True.
Go back again to the discipline. Discipline is doing things that you don't want to do, but you do anyway.
True. You got to make sure it's a daily good habit too.
Yeah. So to me nowadays is mandatory that I have my session by myself in my garage. It's mandatory for sure.
And then I was going to say, in terms of, it sounds like you're really busy. You also teach as well?
Yeah, I teach in 3 universities actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
what inspired you to get into teaching?
I teach at UTD. I teach at Utica University online on their bachelor's degree and master in cybersecurity program, and I teach at Trine University as well. Those two, ECCU and Trine, they are online, so it's easier to manage because I don't have to go physically there every day or not even once a week. UTD, I go once a week on campus to teach the class. And teaching to me is, again, going back to what motivates me to be a manager. It's really to empower people, to educate, to see them growing. And teaching was actually my first gig because I was a university professor back in the day in Brazil, growing up there. So this is something that I've been doing for a long time.
That's awesome. Do you remember your first teaching class, or what were you nervous, excited? Was it in person or online?
No, there was no such a thing as online because it was back in 1995.
Oh, okay.
1995, 1996 probably. Basically teaching Windows courses to regular people how to use Windows. I used to work in this place that they had just user type of training for people to learn how to use the computer. So that's how I developed. And then I went also to a phase where I was teaching CorelDRAW. I'm not sure if you...
What's that?
CorelDRAW is design, is, Photoshop, right?
Oh, yeah.
So imagine it was the biggest competitor for Photoshop. It was PhotoPaint from Corel. And Corel also had something called CorelDRAW, where you actually drew vector type of images not pixel, like more vector, like meta files, drawing logos, drawing different things. I was good at that at some point in my life. I like designs, like creating logos, creating arts. So I was teaching a little bit about that as well.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what else do you like to do outside the office?
What I do outside of the office, besides everything that
Yeah, I
I
was
said.
gonna say, sounds like you already got a pretty full schedule.
No, I mean, I don't. I'm not a game type of person. I don't really have time for gaming. I love watching movies when I have time. I like war movies. I like horror movies. I'm a big fan of the Conjuring series.
All right.
Yeah, I like horror movies. I actually, in May this year, I was visiting my team in Romania, and we went to the Brain Castle, which is Dracula Castle.
Yeah,
Man, it was awesome.
I was gonna say that's awesome. What is it like going to Romania? That's gonna be a fun
Romania,
trip.
man, is beautiful. It's such a beautiful country. And then when you go to the countryside of Romania, like in this place where you have Brain Castle, the name of the city is Bran, and it's just that very horror vibe. It was actually on the day that we were, it was a little bit cold. With a little bit of fog, it was like, this is a perfect weather for a visit.
I was about to say that's gotta be so photogenic. That's awesome.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Perfect conditions.
Yes. And a lot of horror movies were recorded in Romania. The Nun was recorded in Romania from the Conjuring series. I don't know if you know the Conjuring series.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the Nun was recorded in Romania.
That's awesome. What was your favorite part about visiting the country?
Know more about the culture, you know. I travel a lot to Europe. This year I already went to Antwerp in Belgium to present there in a conference. Bucharest, Romania, Israel. I go a lot to Israel as well because I have a team there, and most of our developers are actually there for the security products. In December, I'm going to Finland to present as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so a lot of international travel.
That's awesome. I was gonna say, I can't imagine how delicious the food is overseas, and all different types of cultures. And all
That's
different
the
types.
thing. I was in Portugal during summer, and I was literally eating everything. But I was walking so much that when I came back, I didn't gain 1 single pound.
Really?
The food is very light.
True.
There is not a whole lot of chemicals. It just feel healthier, you know. And also you walk a lot. If you think about us here in Texas, we don't even walk. I have actually a pretty cool story about the walk thing, because when I moved to US in 2003, I moved in December 2003, and I grew up in a very tropical place. For you to have an idea, the place that I grew up in Brazil, we didn't have winter. It was 75. It is 75, 80 all year long.
Sounds like paradise. Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
75, 80 all year long. I was living, 15 minutes from the beach. It was a tropical place.
Nice.
Then I came to Dallas in 2003 in December, which was super cold at that time.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even have proper clothes. I didn't know what winter was. And I just had like a long sleeve. That's it. No jacket, nothing. And I was walking. I was leaving MacArthur with Royal Lane, and the office is out of 161. So it's a walking distance. It's like 7-10 minutes walk. Not bad. So I was walking there. It was very cold, and the police stopped me and say, "Where's your car? Why are you walking in this cold? And why are you walking without proper clothes?" It's like, "Well, I'm going to my job here. I work for Microsoft." I said, "Where's your car?" I said, "I don't have a car." And he gave me a ride.
Oh really?
Yeah.
There you go. That's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool, but it just gave me the idea that people don't really walk that much here.
No.
As a matter of fact, the first 6 months I didn't have a car, and it was very challenging because in that area in Las Colinas, you also don't have sidewalk.
True.
So for me to just leave my apartment and go buy food, I have to go through grass because there is no sidewalk.
Yeah.
Man, this was incredible. I couldn't believe that I didn't have a place to walk.
Oh my gosh. Good bodybuilding though, if you have all the groceries in your backpack or something though. A little weight training there.
But it just shows that we don't walk, and we have a lot of obesity here. And then you go to Europe, you have walking facilities everywhere. I was in Rome, for example, and we literally walk the entire Rome. We didn't even get a train. We just walk. It's awesome. That's one of the things that I like when I go there is just walk.
Oh yeah.
It's an average of 30,000 steps a day when we go.
30,000?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the math in my head. That's quite many miles.
Yeah, I don't know in miles. My wife's watch when we were in Barcelona this summer, she just calculated that we walked like 30,000 steps.
Oh my God.
On the slow day, we walked 20,000.
Which is still insane. I think, I would guess most Americans is 5,000 at most. I would guess per day.
Yeah.
So I know some of my friends have
very little.
apps.
Very little.
Especially if they don't
So
go
that's
to the
why
gym.
we travel, we eat everything. And look, I love beer.
Oh yeah.
Right?
What's your favorite kind?
I like German beer.
Oh yeah, the real stuff.
The wheat one, wheat beer. And I was drinking every single day there, and I didn't gain weight because just because of the natural exercise of walk.
Yeah. And the real food.
Yeah, real food. So
that's awesome.
yeah.
Well, Yuri, thanks so much for coming on the show, man.
Thank you very much for having me.
Privilege. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. You all stay safe. You have a great day. Topping Talks.